There's a whole industry now with data visualization because at a glance you can tell what's going on much better than if you're having to pour through a bunch of numbers. So my own personal opinion when it comes to resumes is they're antiquated. Text is not the most efficient way for people to see your value and see your worth. It's not efficient. You see that 6-second eye scanning thing that we looked at? It's not going to cut it. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to change that anytime soon. So we'll want to still try to do a good job on the resume as much as we can. But we might be able to disrupt this industry a little bit. I have a couple of examples. We already covered this, so I'm going to skip some of it. This is somebody's resume that I saw. He did have a traditional resume to cover his bases, but then he had one where he was experimenting with some data visualizations. If you look just at this portion here, what's his strongest skill? We know that right away because of the word cloud. At a glance, you can tell what his jam is. Same thing with here too. Integration services, reporting services. That's where he's got a lot of experience. I've started, because I still need a professional resume but wanted to try to go this direction, I've started just putting a bar graph. I've got elephants here. Started putting a bar graph on the top of my resume. It's at a glance a way to see how long I've been doing each skill, so they can very quickly see where my strengths are. Then you also get an added benefit of differentiation. Almost nobody's doing this. Oh, I remember that dude that put the bar graph on there. It's kind of weird. You know, some people might not even like it, but they remember me. Mm-hmm. And they can see quickly where my skills are. So think about those principles and decide how you want to apply them. You can still do the traditional resume. Some people will start doing a website that can have more information about them and more visually appealing information, and then you could put a link to that on your resume. LinkedIn, you can still use that with all the multimedia things that we talked about earlier to try to provide some other ways of communicating your worth. And so probably the takeaway here is still got to do the resume, make sure it looks good, but see if you can find some other ways too to stand out and to show where your strengths lie. And then timing.